Deep in the Nevada desert sits a flat, dry expanse of land that the United States government refused to acknowledge for nearly 60 years. No name on a map, no official address. The official line was that this patch of dirt was merely a weather station or a routine training range. But civilians in the area consistently reported something else: silent, unexplainable craft moving with speed before vanishing into the sky. The operation actually began in 1955. The CIA needed a completely isolated location to build hardware the Soviet Union could never trace. They selected a dry salt flat called Groom Lake, initiated Project Aquatone, and gave the site an ironically cheerful nickname, Paradise Ranch. That absolute geographical isolation was the foundation of the program. By placing their most sensitive engineering in the middle of an unmapped wasteland, the government used the empty space to build a completely untraceable shadow operation. The human containment was just as extreme. Employees were flown in daily from Las Vegas on unmarked planes. They signed non-disclosure agreements so severe they were barred from telling their spouses what they did for a living, while armed guards secured the perimeter. For decades, if an American citizen asked their government if this Nevada facility existed, officials would look them in the eye and state that it did not. It took relentless legal pressure for that wall to break. In 2013, a university researcher's repeated Freedom of Information Act requests finally forced the CIA to release declassified documents, officially acknowledging the base. The government fought for 60 years simply to hide the coordinates of the location. The technology tested inside those borders remains guarded even more closely. Declassified files confirm the facility served as the testing ground for 3 specific aerospace programs. The first was the U-2 spy plane. It flew at 70,000 feet, well above the operational ceiling of any fighter jet at the time, triggering reports of unknown objects in the stratosphere. Next was the A-12 Oxcart. It was capable of sustained flight at Mach 3, 3 times the speed of sound. It moved so fast that surface-to-air missiles couldn't track it, leaving civilian air traffic controllers confused by the brief, high-speed blips on their radar. Then the Air Force developed the F-117 Nighthawk. To evade radar detection, its fuselage used severe geometric angles that made it look entirely alien to anyone who caught a glimpse of a test flight. These physical machines directly spawned the modern civilian sightings. Every time a new, highly classified hull took to the sky over the Nevada desert, the public looked up and saw something they could not explain. The CIA recognized this public confusion and used it. Internal studies show the Air Force deliberately leaned into the rumors, using UFO sightings as cover to mask the flight paths of their experimental jets. The intelligence community made a cold choice. Allowing citizens to believe in flying saucers was a safer tactical outcome than allowing the Soviet Union to piece together the exact capabilities of American military engineering. The facility was also used to dissect the enemy. In 1968, under a classified operation codenamed Have Donut, the United States acquired a defecting pilot's Soviet MiG-21. They transported it to the desert and systematically reverse-engineered it to find its tactical weak points. The base functioned as a dual-purpose machine. It dismantled foreign technology in total secrecy, while using public imagination as a shield for its own. Today, Area 51 operates at an industrial scale, maintaining a massive logistical pipeline to rotate specialized personnel through the desert every single day. Every morning, an estimated 1,500 employees fly out of a private terminal at the Las Vegas airport. They board a fleet of unmarked white Boeing jets, operating without public passenger lists, and disappear into restricted airspace. In 2020, a private pilot legally flying near the border of the restricted zone photographed a massive new structure. Aviation analysts identified an enormous hangar being constructed right next to the original stealth testing facilities. Based on the dimensions of the new building, aerospace experts suspect it is designed to house and maintain fleets of next-generation unmanned combat aircraft. While the 2013 declassification gave the base a name, it didn't slow the base's growth. The construction of new high-volume hangars and the steady stream of personnel indicate that the site's classified aerospace mission is currently at its most active point in decades. The official narrative remains that the site only tests conventional aircraft. But in 2023, David Grush, an intelligence officer with the UAP task force, testified under oath to Congress that the United States is recovering and reverse engineering non-human craft. The government's official UAP office responded with a historical report, releasing a calculated rebuttal. They stated they have no verified evidence that the U.S. government possesses recovered non-human technology. Notice the specific framing. The report does not state that these programs do not exist. By leaning on the phrase verified evidence, the intelligence community created a semantic loophole, allowing them to deny the claim without explicitly refuting the reality. This language mirrors older insider accounts. In the 1980s and 90s, cleared contractors described seamless, metallic, egg-shaped craft stored at the base. One source bluntly told journalists that the military possesses hardware literally out of this world. The volume of testimony from highly cleared, sworn witnesses creates a clear fracture in the official narrative that this facility only tests conventional aircraft. There was supposed to be a deadline for transparency. An executive order signed by President Bill Clinton established a 25-year automatic declassification clock, meaning sensitive programs from the year 2000 were legally mandated for review in 2025. That deadline arrived and the mandate failed to deliver. Instead of a massive release of historical truth, the public received heavily redacted files and wide-ranging exemptions. Ben Rich, the late director of Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works division, stated near the end of his life that the true nature of the Nevada test site would likely not be disclosed for 50 years. That timeline pushes any real answers to the year 2040. Until then, the perimeter remains locked. Every sealed document and expanding hangar confirms that the most powerful government on Earth is still testing its future in the dark.